Hey guys, gizmoddict here, and as we all expected, Asus has finally launched the Zenfone Max Pro M2. But along with this phone, they've also launched this guy, the Zenfone Max M2. I don't think a lot of people expected this phone, but yeah, Asus launched two devices, the Zenfone Max Pro M2 as well as the Zenfone Max M2. I'm as excited as you guys are about both of these devices, and I'm gonna make ton of videos about both of these phones. So if you guys are new here, then definitely hit the red subscribe button and press the notification bell so that you don't miss out awesome videos about these two phones. In today's video, I'll be unboxing both of these devices. I'll let you know what all things do you get inside the box of the Max Pro M2 as well as the Max M2. I'll give you guys my hands-on review, and at the end of this video, I'll also include some camera samples from both of these phones. So yeah, let's get started. And about the pricing of these two devices, because I'm filming this before the actual launch, I don't know the pricing yet, but then you will get it in the description box. On that note, let's get started with the video. First, let's look at the boxes of both of these phones. You've got these newly designed black colored boxes with phones branding on the front, some more branding on the sides, and on the back you've got some specifications written about the phone. We'll dive into them later on. First, let's just see what all do we get inside the package. Let's open the Max Pro M2 first because it is indeed the star of the show. As you can see inside the box, we've got another small packaging that includes a TPU case for the phone. You've got the SIM ejector tool and the super important paperwork. Below that is our Zenfone Max Pro M2, and man, this phone looks super good. I've got the blue variant of this phone. You've got Gorilla Glass on the front, and on the back it's Gorilla Glass 6, and I have to say that for a phone with a 5000 mAh of battery, it doesn't feel heavy. Anyways, we'll get back to it later on. And further inside, you've got the charging cable, which is sadly still micro USB, but Asus does bundle a 2A power brick inside the box, although I don't think this phone has quick charging support. So these are all the box contents for the Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now for the Max M2, the contents are exactly the same. You've got the TPU case, you've got the 2A charger and the micro USB to USB cable. And I've got the black variant of this phone, but Asus will also sell a blue variant of the Max M2. Let's talk about the devices now, and first we'll start off with the Zenfone Max Pro M2. So as you can see, this is clearly a very big upgrade from the Zenfone Max Pro M1 because now you've got the Snapdragon 660 inside this phone. There will be three variants of this phone, the 332, the 464 and the 664, and I've got the 464 variant of this phone. And currently it's available in this blue color. So on the inside, like I said, you've got the Snapdragon 660, and on the outside as well, the phone has been completely upgraded. So now you've got a glass build quality on this phone. It's Gorilla Glass 6 on the front as well as on the back, which is amazing for a phone of this price segment. On the front, you've got the 19:9 aspect ratio display. It's still Full HD plus. And you've got a notch now. The notch is not that big. Of course, it's not as good as a dewdrop notch, but then Asus has also bundled a selfie flash along with the front facing camera. The phone feels super premium with a glass body, and like I said, in spite of having a 5000 mAh of battery, it doesn't feel bulky or heavy. It definitely is a pretty looking phone. Another upgrade is in terms of cameras because now you've got the 12 megapixel Sony IMX486 sensor on the back, with an aperture of f1.8 along with a secondary 5 megapixel camera. On the front of the phone, you've got a 13 megapixel f2.0 sensor, which is the same across all the variants of this phone, and you've also got electronic image stabilization at 1080p. But this phone can still record videos at 4K as well. You've got dual SIM card support on the phone. There is a dedicated microSD card slot. You've got dual VoLTE, Bluetooth 5.0, face unlock as well as the fingerprint sensor. And this phone doesn't miss out on any of the major sensors. But then two things that I don't like on this phone is that we still have a micro USB port on the bottom, and the phone still runs on Android 8.1 Oreo. It is stock Android like the Zenfone Max Pro M1, but then the competition is moving on to Android Pie, so I hope that Asus delivers the Pie update on this phone very soon. I think it's needed considering they're launching a new phone again in this price segment. But like I said, it is stock Android like the Zenfone Max Pro M1, so it's going to be very smooth and fluid. And one thing that Asus has changed here is the camera app. So a lot of people, including me, complained a lot about the camera app on the Zenfone Max Pro M1. So Asus has kind of reworked the app, so I'm excited to test out the performance on this phone. And don't worry, Google camera videos are hitting the channel very soon too. So don't worry about it, just make sure that you're subscribed. Now moving on to the Max M2, this guy has got a Snapdragon 632, which is interesting. I have the 3GB variant of this phone, and from the back, it looks super identical to the Max Pro M1. It has a metal body on the outside. The display on the front sadly is a 720p panel. If they price it around the Realme 2, then I think it's acceptable, but then I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments about the display. It has 4000 mAh of battery. There's a 13 megapixel f1.8 sensor on the back along with a 2 megapixel depth sensor. You've still got electronic image stabilization at 1080p, and this phone can actually record up to 4K too. On the front there's an 8 megapixel sensor. You've also got fingerprint sensor, face unlock, all of the necessary sensors, dual VoLTE, SD card slot, and the software experience is very similar here too. You've got stock Android 8.1 Oreo along with Asus's new camera app that I really want to test out, like I said. Both of these phones also have the 5 magnet speaker, which is similar to the Zenfone Max Pro M1. I'm really eager to test out both of these devices because both of them seem interesting. Especially I want to try out the camera performance of the Max Pro M2, and I want to try out the gaming performance of the Max M2 because you've got Snapdragon 632 and a 720p display. So a lot of videos are coming to the channel, and in fact I might be making my 48 hours or 72 hours impression of the Max Pro M2. So if you guys would want to watch that, then please let me know in the comments. And if you guys have any other request, then please let me know in the comments, or you can also ask me on my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages, and I'll make sure that I cover it on the channel. So yeah, that concludes my unboxing as well as the first impressions of both of these phones. A lot more videos are coming soon. Now I'm going to show you some camera samples from both of these devices. I'll sign off now. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back in your notifications very soon. Take a look at the camera samples now.